tapped into our Mortal Kombat for that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, I cannot wait. I know you don't play any of those Mortal Kombat games, dude, but Mortal Kombat 1, reboot and everything, going full circle. Liu Kang is now replacing Raiden as the god of the realm. It's going to be lit.
Yeah, that trailer was pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. It's always fun. I enjoy watching you play and showing me all the executions. That's probably the coolest part of that game.
That's the one thing I wanted to talk about with that was like, dude, I don't want to come off sounding like an old man, but the fatalities in that game, and especially in that trailer they were showing, I felt like they were so excessive, like that Terrifier movie.
Really? I thought it was sick when I saw it.
It is sick, but part of me is like,
I'm
getting those adult, like old man vibes of like blame the video games because there's so many crazy shit going on, and it's just like, dude, should we really be exposing kids to like this amount of excessive violence? Like, I thought it was excessive.
Boo this man, Jobins. Boo this man.
I thought it was excessive.
Aren't they all? They're all pretty
gruesome. I don't know. Dude, the part where you got Liu Kang pulling away Shane's son like this, he jumps up and then slams down and his skull goes through half of his body and tears him in half. That was very, very graphic.
The reason why I can't really get into those games is because of the fucking buttons.
The combos? That's the best part. Mortal Kombat with a K.
Wow, my brain can't think like that.
Yeah.
Jobins, episode 121. We're shipping out to Boston. Dude, I'm sick, Jobins. Sorry we haven't been here. I'm still recovering. Bless this, like, Nux. Don't knock me, but Nux, because you're a soldier right now.
I know. I'm taking a huge risk right now being this close to you.
It's been 5 days. I've been locking myself in my room, Jobins. Your boy's been down bad. Let me say this. I got choked out by Jahi about a month ago, and he got me good. It's in the beginning of the podcast. And that caused me, it hurt so bad to swallow. Then I got sick, fucking strep throat, me and Brock, down for 2 weeks, just recovered. Got back into the flow of things. I was like, fuck yeah, working out, back at jits. Here I am again, strep throat again, Jobins. All week.
Yeah, you do sound a lot. I mean, you're still not 100%, but you sound a lot better than you did sound.
Oh, I wanted to die Monday, Tuesday.
I can't. I
was like, I had never seen my throat hole that small. I really hope you and Brock don't get it. I hope you don't get it from this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I've had my fair share of getting sick too, so who knows?
Yeah, but yeah. So sorry we've been gone, Jobins. And we were fucking busy. We were busy that past weekend before I got sick. We had our boy Jimmy fight, won in 18 seconds, knockout.
That was some crazy shit, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's so cool because Jobins, we've been spoiled. Every fighting event I've ever been to has been a UFC event. So it was actually so cool to me. I loved that. It was a bar. It was like Raw. It was a lower fighting organization, a local town, a local event.
Amateur fighting, right? Yeah, with Rage in the Cage.
It felt raw, and I loved it, dude. Just the way the cage was. And then we were sitting with our boys and everyone from the gym up in this like booth area so we could kind of see over everything. It was sick.
Dude, I feel like that promoter for Rage in the Cage, he was like taking bumps in the back or something. This dude,
probably right in front of us. We didn't even know it. He'd be like walking back and forth, just doing something. You'd be like,
Jobins, every 5 minutes, this guy was like, "Who wants a free T-shirt?" And then he was screaming out, and then like, "Make the music louder!" It was just insane. Good time though.
It was. It was good. It was really cool. Our other buddy Zane.
Yeah, I roll with Zane quite a bit in Jiu Jitsu. I haven't seen him this week. Hopefully, he's just bouncing back and better.
He lost his debut, but dude, hats off. Like he has. How long has Zane been doing this?
He just started at our gym, and he stuck with his coach that he was with because he recommended him to go over to Tim's and train.
Yeah.
So hopefully he comes over and does MMA full time over with the guys. Gets better. He got rear naked choked in the first round. A little bit. The other guy was like 6 years of experience. That's what Zane was telling me. Yeah. He's coming out pretty fresh, Zane. So he's only 20. We'll see.
Yeah. To even go out there and fight somebody, another human, you know what I mean? At that age, to have the guts to go out there and do it. And dude, Zane, keep your fucking head up, Jobin.
Oh yeah.
Go watch the new Netflix Conor McGregor, McGregor Forever. And because like he says in there, you gotta lose. You got to lose to become better in the sport. Losing only makes you better.
And at 20 years old, you're still really
Dude,
young. Definitely.
yeah,
He's just sky's the limit.
Sky's the fucking limit, dude. Have you seen any of the Conor McGregor?
I haven't.
You haven't? Dude, let me tell you. So, besides Sean, it takes something really to get me like about fights.
And you were on the Conor train since the get-go.
Yeah. I was Jobins, if you don't know, now you know. Schmitty came into this world of the MMA because of Anderson Silva. And then John Jones came and took over. And the GSP era, you know, all these GOATs that just like, wow. And then, yeah, I was a huge Conor McGregor fan. And then in came Sean O'Malley. So here we are. You know what I mean? Outside those two guys, that's about it for me right now. But watching that Netflix series, dude, it's 5 episodes. Each are almost like an hour, some are an hour. I felt it again. Even though, and you know, my mom, oh shit, I touched him.
With the pen. You touched me with a pen. It's all good.
Oh no. But my mom, sometimes like documentaries will come on Netflix and I'm like, Mom, check that out. It was really good. She's like, oh, I lived through it. I don't need to watch. And they've made so much shit about it. I'm like, yeah, but this one really good. You know what I mean? I'm not like that. I love, even though we lived through it and I watched all that shit happen that's you're watching, you still get to see a lot of behind the scenes shit that we never got to see with Conor. And just reliving it and getting excited again, I felt it.
And we have limited perspectives too. It's always nice to see it from another angle.
Yeah. Oh,
so
dude.
like it's even if you live through something, it's always nice to see how other people are depicting it.
I'm back to loving Conor McGregor again because of the documentary. I was a little out. You would hear me be like, oh, I'm upset with him because of his decisions. And it's like, dude, we never know at the end of the day what it's like to be that fucking famous. And the pressure and all the shit, you know what I mean? To not have one bad day. And when you have that one bad day, it's bad and it's just blown up, you know what I mean? Because he had to deal with, they went through the Khabib and all the bus throwing shit on the documentary, and it's like, damn. And then also, I don't know if they got it. I've only like 3 episodes, but there's also some other legal shit that he's gotten into, you know? You're just like, damn it. But dude, we never know. Because what really got me, Jobins, with Conor in the beginning was everything he was saying. Not only doing in the cage, but the things that he was saying. It was so motivating, so inspiring, so like, no matter what, it wasn't just MMA. Like, no matter what your thought or dream was, if you just watch Conor and listen to him, it would motivate you to do what? You know what I mean?
100%, because he's not just an MMA fighter. That guy's got a brilliant mind like Sean with the business mind sense, and like anything that he's going to do is like another venture. He's going to have that same energy he has in the cage outside of it, right? Is that what you're kind of saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like, this guy is driven. Even if it's not fighting, he's taking it damn well serious.
Oh, yeah. And, that's, you know, of course that's why I love Sugar Shane, because he does the same shit. You know what I mean? And the difference between Conor and Sean is Conor's very serious, right? And then he's also partying. He's a fun guy, right? Loves, and he talks good shit. Whereas Sugar is just constantly always goofy as fuck. You know what I mean? And his outfits are always awesome, but they're also sometimes really goofy, but he always makes them look good. You know what I mean? Sean has a style about himself that he brings a flavor into the UFC. A big time flavor. You know what I mean? And yeah. I think that's the big difference between them two.
He definitely is a unique character that, like, if someone was trying to be just like Sean, you'd tell. I feel like, and you'd be like, okay, we don't need another Sean, like, you know, because he just stands out like that.
And what I love about Sean is this it's just like, here's what you think I am, but guess what, motherfuckers? I'm also really fucking smart. And I think a lot of the fighters overlook Sean. They don't think he's as good as he is because of the way he acts. But and then alongside with the business deals that he makes and decisions that he makes, that you wouldn't, if you didn't know this guy, you wouldn't think a guy like that would be so fucking knowledgeable about everything. And not just about that, but about self-health, improvement, sleeping better, eating better, all that.
You wouldn't think a guy that looks like Sean is out there taking care of his sleep schedule, meditating in the mornings like that, the stoicism, the reading those, you know, passages every day.
Turning into Mr. Beast, giving in his mom, and Steve will do it. mom and fucking wife Danny, 50 G's, like taking care of his family. Now he's turning into a farmer, just like Connor. They never stop and they keep making different businesses. It's so fucking inspiring. I want to be there with you one day.
Mm-hmm. And you know what's cool too is just how much we've seen him like become, I think, even more of like a family man with his daughter growing up, and then Danny and Elena. Like I can tell this guy's on a fucking. He's coming in for killing.
People are like, all right, Jobins, enough dick riding on Sean. Mo gave a shit about that. Remember that when he was talking shit? Well, guess what, Mo? Sugar Shane's gonna be champ by the end of the fucking year, Jobins. I can't believe, like, dude, after all this time watching, and now it's here. Now it's fucking here, dude. It's official. The only thing, Jobins, here we go. Will Aljamain show up? Will Aljamain Sterling be there August 19th, Brenden?
It's gonna be it's gonna be the challenge, you know.
That's
it's gonna be a crazy fight.
It's gonna be my biggest question right now. You're telling me 3 months out, he just fought. May 6th. My boy Sugar Shane's ready to go. And he's starting up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I see Aljo doing videos talking about how he tweaked his arm and his hand.
Hey, Sean'd be the biggest fight. There's no way he pull. I can't imagine. He's taking it. He'll be there.
It's hard for me to get too excited when I keep hearing shit like that. But I know for a fact, Jobins, we know for a fact our boy's fighting August 19th. Mm-hmm. But my question is who right now? Because we're far out right now.
It's Aljo.
I hope so. I hope so, Brenden. Brenden, I hope so. I'm going to go Stephen A. Smith on you. Brenden, you mean to tell me when he's got a messed up hand and he's got to make weight?
That's good, Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
That's good, Stephen A. Smith.
That he's going to show up on August 19th.
Oh, Sugar going to be there.
Sugar Shane's going to be there. I know for a fact. But will Allslow Sterling be there, Jobins? That's what Schmitty questions. So, I hope it is. And then what happens if he pulls out and doesn't make it? Who do you think's up? Sean likes to say that he's going to pick Corey Sandhagen, which is a fucking fantastic matchup, and I fucking love it. Mm-hmm. It'd be amazing.
That would be a really sick fight.
Oh, yeah. And then it's really cool, too, because I looked at Corey and I said, you and Sean are going to have an awesome fight one day. And he didn't like that shit. He was like, okay. I'm like, called it, bitch. Oh, I didn't mean that. I got to watch myself.
Yeah, because you might run into one of these fighters in
he just
real
comes
life.
From
you
out,
know?
I'm like, fuck, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. You could hurt me. But yeah, dude. But for some reason, dude, I think if this is just me, Jobins. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you think Aljo shows up? Or, because, you know, Merab's his guy. Merab's Aljo's guy. We all know that. And he's the number one. I just don't see if Aljo pulls out. And then I'm thinking, you know, if I'm Aljo and I'm not 100%, that's kind of a decision making, right? Because now your guy steps in, and then Sean, flying knee, knocks out Merab. Merab's dead, right? Well, now he just took out your boy. And Sean beat another high contender. So that makes the fight even bigger if he decided to come back after if he healed up.
I wouldn't think that way, because if I'm Aljamain Sterling, I do not want Merab to take what could be my spotlight. Even though we're brothers, Sean is the best fight. How popular is Sean? If I can take Sean's stardom by beating him, that's the move I'm making. I'm not going to take the risk of having Merab outshine me.
I like that. You made me feel better with that. With your mindset.
Mm-hmm. I hope these motherfuckers underestimate Sean.
Oh,
that's.
Oh, I know, dude.
It's gonna be. Hey, it's a tough fight. We'll see what happens. I always got our boy Sean. Obviously, I know 100%. You do too. But there's no way Aljo backs out of this fight, bro.
I hope not, bro. I'm just saying what I'm seeing. You know what I mean? And I'm hearing how hard the weight cut is, and I'm hearing how he's hurt. And Sean's the boss. He just put Aljo in his place, Jobins. He said, we're fighting this day, motherfucker. This is my belt. And he's going, okay. And Dana's going, yeah. You know what I mean? You're fighting this day. You're going to be here. Or it would be cool, too, if, because, if he didn't show, would they strip the belt and then it would be for the belt? Or would it be for the you know what I mean?
It would. I'm just saying, dude. Aljamain Sterling, he needs this fight for legacy.
100%. And for the bank account, because it's the biggest paycheck he's gonna get. Mm-hmm. Fucking Henry's coach was talking all that shit, saying, "Oh, you're lucky because of us. We sold this many, which was 3 times. Wait until you see how many Sugar Sean sells. You know what I mean? So I agree with you. And I hope that's what it is. Because let's break it down. Everyone's counting Sean out right now. Oh, Aljamain's taking him down and that's it. It's over. People think it's that easy to take Sugar Shane down. Now, obviously, he took down Henry Cejudo, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like one of the best grapplers ever, right? 3-year layoff. We got to remember some things. Older Henry Cejudo. You know what I mean? Older, 3 years later, older Henry Cejudo. Mm-hmm. So we can't, everyone's like painting this fucking picture of like godness. You know what I mean? It's like, well, let's look at the realistics here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Undersized guy compared to Aljo.
Yeah. And oh boy, did I love when Sean and Aljo stared down at each other because that size difference, oh boy. And of course, if Aljo could take Henry down, yes, he could take down Sugar Shane. Duh. But I think Sean's got the hips and he's got the capabilities to get up.
His size is going to be such a help, too. Henry's 5'3". Mm-hmm. The boy was damn near doing the splits on that takedown.
My boy, Henry and Aljo were looking right at each other the whole fight. Aljo's going to be like this with Sean. You know what I mean? Like, Sean's this way, in and out. You know what I mean? Sean moves completely different than Henry Cejudo. Mm-hmm. It's a completely different fight. Aljo's got one game plan, and that is to take the back. And good luck, bud. You know what I mean? I would respect him more if he actually stood up. I'm like, damn, if he stood up with Sean and they were trading, I'd be like, damn, I respect Aljo.
Mm-hmm. It'd be interesting because I think that that's another good thing for Aljo is like he could showcase his own standing skills.
Because he's got it. He's got some crazy fucking head kicks.
Because I would be surprised, too, if he could hold his own on the stand-up game. But, man, if he could, I'd be like, wow, we'd
be in for a treat if he stayed up standing with Sean, I think. I think we'd be in for a treat. And I think Aljo goes to sleep.
And I think the Corey Sandhagen fight would be fire for the same reason of seeing like just a stand-up showcase.
For some reason with me, dude, I see Corey going to sleep in like 2.
Me too. I mean, again, we're probably pretty biased because he's our boy and everything.
Sorry, Corey. Corey's really good. I'm not trying to be like that. People are like, oh, God, I'm done listening to these guys talk about it.
He is really good.
Yeah, because Corey's amazing. Everyone in this top 10 is killers, and I've said it before. This is just a fun couch fan talk.
And I don't overlook Merab either. That's the same reason that Aljo should not back away from this fight. Yeah. You don't want your partner to outshine you like that.
But here I go. I'm going to talk my shit. Flying knee, Merab. Look out for the flying knee, Merab. So, yeah, I'm excited, Jobins. We're going out to Boston. Never been to the East Coast. Excited to try the seafood.
Mm-hmm. I haven't been to Boston since I was like in 2nd grade, bro. So I'm excited.
Wow. Lucky dog. And I love the people of Boston. I just love a lot of the East Coast. So I'm very excited. Mm-hmm. And, of course, see all you Jobins. If you're showing up, put in the comments. Let us know. Maybe we can get we don't know what days are coming in yet. I'd like to do Thursday, get out Sunday morning. You know, that way Thursday, go to the UFC events, go check out the town, meet up with some Jobins, have some fucking shots for Sean, cheer him on. Legendary shit. So we'll find out.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome trip for sure.
Yeah.
Damn. You know what, too? I wanted to bring this up because we're talking about Boston. Air, Jobins, was a good movie.
Oh, yeah, you went and saw that with
I went and saw that with my girl I've been talking to. Mm-hmm. But Matt Damon directed it, or not, Ben Affleck directed it. But they were both in it, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. Mm-hmm. And, dude, I'm not going to lie. I read the book Shoe Dog by Phil Knight, the founder and CEO of Nike. Mm-hmm. And Jobins, I would highly recommend that book. Because like you said with Conor McGregor, you know, even though he's a fighter, you could listen to what he says and apply it to like anything. And that's the same with Phil Knight's Shoe Dog. And even though the book isn't like not to direct like inspiration for the movie, mm-hmm. the motivation and everything, the drive that Phil Knight has, who's played by Ben Affleck, and then Matt Damon being played by Sonny Viraco, like some high school like coach or like scout, you know, and then finding Michael Jordan and like the whole Michael Jordan shoe deal. No one's ever done a shoe deal based around a player to where they actually named the brand Air Jordan. You know, that was like unheard of back in the 80s. Mm-hmm. It was a really cool, just like history lesson almost,
like
in the whole shoe game.
Like the founder meets NBA. Mm-hmm. Kind of.
Yeah, dude, it's just, and now every basketball player has like a shoe, you know? So,
dude, it's Jordan. I did want to see that really bad. Was the writing good?
The writing's really good. Viola Davis kills it as Dolores Jordan, Michael Jordan's mom.
How's the pace?
The pacing's good because it's so focused on the shoe deal.
Is it a long movie?
It's probably like 2 hours.
Okay.
It's not that bad.
What would you give it? 1 out of 10.
I would give it because I was already fascinated with Phil Knight and Nike and like the history behind it and Jordan. I'd give it like probably a 9.2. Like, damn, I was really invested in it, you know?
Yeah. Dude, it was enjoyable just to see in the trailer Matt and Ben together.
Dude, and honestly, my favorite part was probably Ben Affleck's Phil Knight.
Really?
Because he had like all his eccentricities down, you know, because he's kind of a different guy. He's a jogger first. He like graduated from the University of Oregon. But like Ben Affleck's character, Phil Knight, he'll be barefoot in a meeting, sitting up on his desk. He'll be talking about meditation and stuff. Like sometimes he even reminds me of like
Sugar Shane.
Sean.
Really?
Because of like he's talking about like breathing exercises back in the 80s, you know?
Sean might be like some kind of guru, like cult leader type guy, but like this generation's not a cult because it's not a cult, but it's like a cult. Does that make any sense?
I think I get what you're saying. He inspires loyalty.
In this type of day and age of cults.
Peloton coaches.
Yeah, because cults back in the day didn't have internet access to be known. One cult couldn't be known all the way across, could they? Unless it was by...
I mean, it'd be big coaches or like big cults, like with those yogis and stuff and like those Netflix documentaries they got. But yeah, the internet's definitely made things so much crazier with connecting.
Yeah. Jobins. We also had, we went to my second Jits event. I went with Sean one time. This one was really cool.
This one was a higher level to me because the last one was at like a Mesa stadium or something that was pretty low key. This one was in Arizona State University.
I love how chill Jiu Jitsu events are. Like you can just walk around, sit wherever you want, talk to the glass is in the way a little bit, but I'm talking to everyone. It was just really cool. Good food. We had a lot of friends compete. They all did really well. We had 2 of them place first in gold.
Yeah, shout out to Adrian, also a guy I roll with a lot of the time. He got silver, I believe.
Fuck it,
so,
dude.
You know.
They're all killers, man. And it was so cool watching them all. Because, we train with everybody. That's what I think was so special about this one. Because the last time I went with Sean, I didn't really know everybody. And now I knew everybody. And there's like 8 different matches going on at once. And so you're watching everyone. You're watching Tim do his coaching. It was just cool.
I got Karate Kid vibes.
Right?
I was excited. It was like that kind of tournament style, and
it was inspiring.
It was cool to see Bebo and Taya do their work too. And
everyone, dude. I want to see you do it. I think out of the house, out of everyone, Tim said that if you want to compete, we should do 3 days a week. So I think if we could get there, I feel like in the house you're the first one. I feel like you could fuck shit up.
I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to Jimmy too that we saw on there as well.
Oh yeah, shout out to all you guys at the gym. All you guys
Everybody.
that competed. There's so many. I can't wait to go to more. So yeah, that was pretty exciting, dude. What is it? Where is it?
Ooh, what do we got? What do we got in the works?
Killers of the Flower Moon Jobins.
Oh,
I can't wait for this.
That trailer pumped me up,
dude. I'm so excited. First off, you already know Jobins. Leo's my guy since day one.
And Martin Scorsese's directing it, and he loves himself some Leo.
Oh yeah,
especially after Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh yeah, dude. And Gangs of New York.
That was a Martin Scorsese one too, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Oh
yes,
snap!
Sir.
There we go.
Yeah. That's why Martin Scorsese is one of my top 5 directors of all time. I love Martin. Maybe I should have made a list because directors, there's so many good ones.
Him and Quentin, I'd put up there.
100%.
Spielberg.
Yeah. But
damn.
Jobins, Killers of the Flower Moon. This one looks really fucking dark and interesting. And it's based on a true story. I always love learning about history and shit that I never know about because, in elementary school I didn't pay attention to any of that shit. So now getting older, I love learning about history. And
it didn't say inspired by a true story, it said based. It's going to be mad sad.
Fuck yeah.
It's going to be mad sad.
I'm not spoiling anything, Jobins.
Is there a spoiler when you can see the landscape of today?
No. Well,
let's be real here.
Yeah, dude. Well, first off, the trailer, what I love is like, so Leo's reading this book and he's going, "Can you spot the wolves in this picture?" And at the end of the trailer, when they're all looking back, I was like, "Oh fuck, dude! Like this is gonna be dark."
Greed is an animal.
Yeah, dude, 100%. But this isn't a spoiler, Joe. But you can go on IMDb right now and you can read the synopsis. Okay, so this is it. It's based on the book. The book's called Killer, the Flower Moon, the Osage Murders, and the Birth of the FBI. Which, holy fuck. So in the 1920s, members of the Osage Native American tribe of Osage County, Oklahoma, are murdered after oil is found on their land, and the FBI decides to investigate.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. And the cast, Jobins. You got fucking Leonardo DiCaprio, fucking Brendan Fraser.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me we're getting a Leonardo DiCaprio and Brendan Fraser movie? Lit. Two worlds of mine that I've always loved colliding in one. 3. Martin Scorsese, Brendan Fraser, Leonardo DiCaprio. It's a trifecta. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it looks
and
awesome.
I touched you again. God damn it. Sorry, Jesus.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Jesus. Jesse Plemons, dude, a.k.a. Matt Damon. You know what I mean?
He does look a little like Matt Damon.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's not a diss to Jesse Plemons because he's a fantastic actor. I love him.
It is a diss when it's like, I'm my own actor.
I know, but, well, is Matt your brother? Come out, you guys, I need a DNA test because you damn near look like twins. If you found, like me and Will Sasso, is that my dad? Is he my uncle? Is he a long-lost cousin?
Maybe.
You know what I mean? It's just weird like that. But yeah, very interesting. Can't wait to see that movie. What do you think?
I think it's going to be like some really good performances in there. It's going to make us really, really have a lot of white guilt, feeling really bad about history,
God.
what happened. I guarantee, Jobins, at the end of the movie, it's going to probably fade to black or something, or have like a background setting, and then they're going to have the Osage tribe today has this much and is limited to whatever, because it's, oil and stuff like that, and then
and
the
cinematography, the shots of the film, just like the eye of the director that you could always tell.
I loved that scene too with the mise en scène, like all the setup of the how people are blocking and everything in the frame, and then it's like, where are the wolves in this picture? That was such a good scene.
Dude.
And you see all those old white men there looking in the camera. I'm like, oh,
dude, Martin's up there, right?
Chills.
Martin's up there, right?
He could have been one of the guys in a suit. Who knows?
Right? Martin's got to be up there.
He's old, yeah. I mean, he's been around since what? Taxi Driver?
Oh, man.
It's
when
pretty
Martin
crazy.
Goes out, I'm going to be devastated. Also, Jobins, I watched the new Mission Impossible trailer, which, holy fuck, gave me chills. And guess what I did? I went down a rabbit hole, and I just went on IMDb, and I was just looking at Tom Cruise's career. And my God, Jobins, you might hate me on this one. Brenden, I definitely want to hear your thoughts and opinions, but here's what I'm stamping right here and now.
Listening.
Tom Cruise, greatest action star ever. And his career has everything to prove it.
I can't. Oh, that's a hard one to argue. That's a very hard one to argue.
Give me an argument. Throw one out there.
Oh, man.
Because I'm going to tell you.
It's just like...
His movies, Brenden, are each movie that Tom Cruise fucking touches is a damn near fucking classic.
I think we're coming back full circle because this is a history lesson here, right? Like the 80s, we had Sylvester Stallone, we had Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He had Rocky and Rambo.
Yeah, and Terminator. Arnold and Sylvester, those were the guys, dude, that were making action movies. Russian tension was there, Cold War shit happening. Now we have that same kind of atmosphere in the world. And we got Extraction 2 with Chris Hemsworth coming out. Let's not forget.
I think Tom shits on Chris. I don't even think Chris is it.
Bro, got Jobins? Watch the trailer for the Extraction 2 trailer, which also just dropped. And then compare the two. They're both going to be amazing movies. Netflix, I think they're betting a lot on Extraction 2. And then, I give it to Chris Hemsworth too, man.
You know what I'd like to see to help, that I should have, to help back up this argument? Numbers.
Dude, it's Tom Cruise all day. And then Top Gun that he came out with, which did so well.
And that's what, dude.
He's the biggest action star by far.
And he does his stunts like Jackie Chan, you know what I mean?
Dude.
Motherfucker hung on a plane. That motherfucker's jumping off a cliff, gliding in the air. What do you define as an action star?
Rest in peace. I mean, it's not rest in peace, but it feels like he's gone because it's like he's just old now. But Jackie Chan,
dude, Tom Cruise
did it all.
Dude, Tom Cruise, he was like Mr. Sexy Man. You know what I mean? Arnold, those guys that you all listed before. Tell me right now if you look at both of them, what the difference is. When you look at the guy at Arnold Schwarzenegger, you look at Tom Cruise. What's the difference?
The size.
And exactly, you know what I mean? Something about Tom Cruise. I was just looking.
Where do you fit Chris Hemsworth in? Because I think he's closer to the size of the big guys of the '80s. This '80s action stars that we fell in love with.
Chris Hemsworth, dude, like
amazing.
You're
actor.
lucky. You are lucky. You might hate me for this one, Jobins, and I'm a big. I love Chris Hemsworth. I'm not I'm dissing on him. I'm trying not to, but you're lucky. You're extremely big and handsome, and that hair is flawless.
True. There's genetics and everything. He's lucky, but he works his ass off.
Oh,
still.
I know. Oh,
So
I know.
he could be a flubby guy.
Genetics, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude.
Even if I got jacked, me and The Rock were limited. No hair.
Oh my God! Thank you. We insulted The Rock just now. You said who competes with The Rock?
I know see, there you go with
The
numbers.
Rock.
That's what I would like to see.
The Rock's numbers, I don't know,
you think
dude.
shit on Tom Cruise?
Like even San Andreas, Rampage, he's got a bunch of those silly movies that
were just so back to back to back to back.
And then we got Meg 2 coming out with Jason Statham, another action star.
This is such a debate. Who is the greatest action star of all time? I'm thinking Tom Cruise. I need to dive into more.
He's got the most the ongoing action franchise, though. It's undisputed. Mission Impossible's been going on for so long, and it just gets bigger and badder every time.
The first one was what, 86?
Well, let's not go that. No,
it wasn't.
It was like late 90s.
Oh, maybe it was 91.
Late 90s.
What was I thinking? It was 86. Top Gun. Top Gun was 86. Yeah.
I think the first Mission Impossible was like 97.
Think about how big Top Gun was and that's just when I'm like, maybe that's why it hit me. I'm like, dude, 1986. Motherfucker was 24 years old.
What's crazy, and this is kind of for Tom Cruise's argument of greatest action star. He was one of the only people that was like still in it in the new one, right? Mm-hmm. Like the love interest, she don't look the same. Mm-mm. Val Kilmer, oh God, we saw him for a scene, and that was a scene too much.
Tom Cruise got Val in the movie.
That was tough.
Dude, fuck yeah. Shout out to Val Kilmer.
Tom Cruise is the greatest action star. That time can't stop the man.
That's what I'm saying. And then it's like, did they de-age him in this one? I don't think so. You don't think they de-aged him?
I think the sweet baby blood that he has for his Scientology meetings, that's what's keeping him alive.
A couple photos came out when he was on a red carpet or something, and he looked older. I was like, it was like that shock when you saw it. I don't know if you saw it, Jobins, but when I saw it, I was like, oh, Tom Cruise looks old. Like, oh my God. And he's 60. Motherfucker's 60. Mm-hmm. And he's flying. I'm like, he was 54 when he did Edge of Tomorrow.
That's also a great movie.
Or 51. I know, great movie. You know what I mean? Even that shitty, it wasn't shitty.
Oblivion?
No, The Mummy. Oh, I thought Oblivion was decent.
I thought it was good too. You said not shitty, so I was like, maybe he's talking about Oblivion.
Yeah, I thought Oblivion was decent. I just liked Edge of Tomorrow so much better, and that one was kind of too similar, too close a time for me. I think I need to go back and watch
War of the Worlds.
We loved that.
Oh, amazing!
Shit. We saw that 3 times in theaters when we were kids.
Yeah, it was great.
That was one of those movies.
Dude, Tom Cruise is that guy.
That's what I'm saying, man. And sorry, Jobins, we keep rambling about, but Mission Impossibles just have a special place in my heart because of from childhood.
Ethan Hunt kills James Bond 9 times out of 10.
That's what I'm saying.
If not 10 out of 10.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And the trailer, and then it looks sick. And the whole cast, I love the whole Simon Pegg. If anything happens to Simon Pegg, I fucking riot. But yeah. Barry recap. We got 2 episodes left, Jobins. I didn't really, at first, no spoilers right here, Jobins. Not too bad. Jump ahead. But the time jump, I wasn't too about it at first, like at the beginning. But now that we're seeing all the characters and how they've changed since the time jump, I'm so behind it and I love it. What do you think?
I like the time jump too, and I'm really excited to see where the story goes from what we've seen so far. Yeah. I think the time jump was necessary to because if it's a final season, it would have been kind of cool if they had another season coming out and maybe we could have explored it a little more. But it's fine how it is because I understand.
The one scene, there's a scene, Jobins, and it's when it's with the girl and that guy in the all black outfit. How he's like walking behind her and then he closes the door, which you would think he'd be right behind her.
Right.
But he's actually on the other side of the door.
It was a weird scene too, yeah.
And then nothing even happened. It was like almost, I'm like, is this really happening or is she just turning into a schizophrenic as well?
Oh, that's a good, maybe it wasn't happening how she thought.
Right? Because it was so weird.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you're watching Barry Jobins, let us know in the comments how you liking it. I just can't wait.
Dude, my favorite character in that show, Jobins, is Stephen Root's Fuchs. He is so good. And then
So
it's like
good.
he's a new Fuchs now. It's great.
What's crazy, dude, is really Fuchs at the end of the day is still why everything is happening to Barry. If you go back and think about it, everything that's happened to Barry is because of Fuchs. Mm-hmm. He tells Henry Winkler that he killed his girl. You know what I mean? And that set it all off. Mm-hmm. Like, holy fuck. And then now here we are again. And you're right. I love Fuchs. And then it's just so hard for me because Hank Duho, I love him so much. And his time jump is awesome, Jobins. Like, it's so good.
That's what it is, too, with Fuchs. The time jump and how he comes out.
He is now, dude.
This is awesome. He has some edge lines, dude.
What? I was thinking, I'm like, man, as a writer, what a great way. Because if you got writer's block, if it's your fourth season, what a creative way to be able to shake up the writing.
Oh, yeah. 10-year, like a time jump like that.
Which is also like the Star Wars game. Going to start new Star Wars game, Jobins. Holy shit. I haven't been playing video games in fucking forever. I've been sick and just fucking going hard on this new Star Wars game.
That's lit.
It's so much fun. And honestly, in my opinion, the best Star Wars story it's since episode 6. Because it happens. It's time. And I don't know if that's just me, childhood, everything. You know what I mean? But this whole shit takes part right after that, before all the shit going on, TV shows and all that shit. Mm-hmm. And I love Cal. Cal's like one of the best Jedis. I don't know. They do it in the writing. You need to play the game. You need to start playing the first one because they also, how everyone's different now in this one. It's so cool. And it's kind of like Red Dead Redemption 2, where like things progress and get better because you're adding people to stuff. And
dude, there's so many games
I love it.
Coming out though. Because Diablo 4 is coming out. It's cross-platform too, Jobins. Mm-hmm. Man, we're going to have a party going. I'm going to try to stream that.
A little Diablo party?
Brock's going to play it. You should definitely.
I never got into Diablos.
It's cross-platform, so we can all play it. And then my coworker Brenden is going to play it on his PC. It's going to be it's going to be a lot of fun.
Damn.
And then I still got to beat Resident Evil too, Jobins. That's been as fun at, man, remastering a game like Resident Evil 4 and then how it is now. It's just so much fun and the scenes are so intense, like killing mobs of zombies, and I get wrecked in that game too. That's definitely a lot.
Dude, I get wrecked in the Star Wars game. I play on Master Jedi.
Yeah, you like your hard difficulties.
Petrie, you're okay. Don't die on us while we're doing our pod. Oh, God.
Yeah, Blake will never forgive me.
He'll never forgive us. He's okay. He's just, damn dog licks his paws all day, and he wonders why he fucking coughs up hairballs. I look at him like, I wish you would understand doing that. You just wish sometimes. But yeah, very good game. What were we saying before Petrie distracted us? I forgot. I was going to say something.
Because it had to do with Barry, because you were talking about the time jump and how the time jump happens in Star Wars, which is cool. And then we were talking about, all the great video games.
Well, the thing that drives me crazy about you, bro, is this guy's such a big Star Wars fan. And I even told Brock, I was like, Brock, I got a theory on Brenden. I got a theory on you. But he debunked it. And I was like, because sometimes when I'm like, hey, Brenden, can you hand me that pen? And you're like, you'll look everywhere but where that pen is. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Do you play open world games where you have to do you like to go search for shit and like do all that kind of stuff? Because I notice you kind of do, but then I'm like, does he beat the games? Like Harry Potter. Kind of like that.
Never beat that game.
You never beat the game. What other what's an open world game you play? Because you like to play You love your Resident Evil. That's like a story. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Is Resident Evil open world? Or is it kind of just direct?
It's kind of directing you. I mean, you could like move around freely, but yeah,
Not
you'd really want to
world.
go towards the
like Horizon,
the objectives.
Or Horizon. That's another great, beautiful game, great story that I know you would if you played that game, you would love it. Just like the Star Wars. Because literally, dude, we grew up playing all the Star Wars games, and you loved them as a kid. What was that one? Knights
of the Old Republic.
Which I think they're making a new one for the new series and shit. But dude, the way that you fight people with lightsabers in this game is so fun. Like cutting off heads and arms and people in half. And you know how you like Mortal Kombat with like executions and shit? The executions in this game with lightsabers and shit, there's so many, like with big beasts and the people you fight. And like you can dodge in cool ways. Like
that does sound like fun.
Oh yeah. And then literally the writing. You would love the writing. I'm like, Brenden, there's sometimes I'm watching it and they'll say something, I'll go, oh shit, and I think of you right away.
Aw.
And I go, man, because we used to love playing Star Wars games. I think you should really give it a chance. And you can build your lightsabers and make them cool and shit.
Dude, you know how many hours I'd have to sink into playing the first one though?
It's worth it though. And the first one's really good. In order to really enjoy the second one, to really enjoy it to what it should be and how it should be enjoyed, you need to play the first one. It'd be like watching Lord of the Rings 2 without watching The Fellowship. You'd be like, what the fuck's going on? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
It's a lot of commitment.
Good, dude. Literally. And then Zelda came out. I want to get a Nintendo just for fucking Zelda because they're saying that's on track to be the biggest game of the year.
Yeah, I've heard it's pretty good.
And I always love playing Zelda, but I never played them ever because I just never get
You don't have a Nintendo Switch, man.
I know. I don't know why I never get it. Because it's like there's only...
how many games are you going to play? I mean, how many games are you playing on the Xbox, though? Or the PlayStation? Literally,
well, back in the day, if I was like a gamer how I was, there's a lot of games I don't have right now that I'd have and would have played. Mm-hmm. You know? So I think it's just because I kind of backed out of gaming.
So, I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing to just have a Switch and play on it if you're not playing anything.
The Switch would mainly be Zelda and then Mario games. Mm-hmm. That's about it. That's about it for me.
True.
You know what I mean? And I miss the Wii days. Those were good times. I got to meet Andrew Schulz, Jobins.
That's cool.
Dude, this is crazy because Sean usually tells us this shit, but I don't know, he didn't tell us this time. So here I am. I'm going to Jits class, right? And I walk in and there's everyone's crowding the cage. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And I see Sean like, oh, Sean's training. He's doing his things for how they do sometimes. I'm taking my shoes off and then I'm hearing everyone laughing and doing jokes. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I look at who he's sparring. I'm like, holy shit, that's Schulz. Dude, super tall, super funny.
How tall is he?
Damn near, I'm like probably 2 inches taller than the guy, but he was tall. Maybe an inch. You know what I mean? But what was really cool, he came to talk to all of us, and he felt like he wasn't in a rush, and like he genuinely cared to talk to anybody.
That's cool. He wasn't full of himself or arrogant.
And he was funny. And the shit, so anytime you do Jiu Jitsu, Jobins, you say the same shit. Whether if you're thinking it or if you're someone like me and Andrew Schulz saying it out loud. You know, those thoughts. What's happening? What's going on? Oh, how'd you get there? You know what I mean? He was saying all that shit. And
I don't think I think like that. I definitely say a lot of times like good pass or something like that.
I'm talking the very first time.
The confusion.
Maybe not the very first time either.
I was never like in panic mode.
Really? Dude, maybe that's just because I was friends with Tim Jobins and I was like, Tim, when I get out there, I want to roll with you and I want to see what it feels like to roll with the black belt. And he killed me. You know what I mean? And I'm going, oh. So maybe that's just why I had those thoughts.
That's funny, though, to hear him say that out loud. Oh, what's going on? And being scared.
Oh,
and
dude. And just saying the shit that I always thought. Maybe you have to first, if you ever have never rolled, roll for the first time with Tim. Maybe that will get you panicking.
Well, I feel like once you've been submitted so many times already, it's like the worst thing that's going to happen to you is you get submitted.
Yeah, but the thing about jiu-jitsu with guys who are elite like that is how they make you feel like a little boy. And how you're their little brother, and how they can make you do things that you're not even in control of yourself. Mm-hmm. They're in control. and you're going on their ride.
Hey, I've gotten my ass kicked so many times though. I mean,
it's crazy. Oh yeah, now I'm better. Now Tim can't do that to me.
Yeah, right. I mean, he would he'd make both of us just. He'd probably at the same time.
I'm gonna take that out just so he doesn't hold that against me.
Probably kill us at the same time.
Yeah. But yeah, it was super cool meeting Andrew. Super nice.
You think you could take Andrew?
In
a role?
In a jiu-jitsu match, absolutely, 100%. But bring it on, Andrew. Let's go. Set it up, Sean and Tim. But he's lengthy. And he seemed to have enjoyed it because it was so fun. After they're done, I was getting ready for class at the same time, so I'm doing class. You know how you get when you do jits and you get home and you get all fighty and you want to fight and play. That's his whole crew got like that. His entire crew got all playful and they're all like having a good time. And Andrew was asking questions after. So I was like, ooh, he fell in love with that shit. And then sure enough, Tim and Sean, they were talking to him and he was like, oh yeah, that was the best shit. Mm-hmm. So if he fell in love with it, dedicated it, I bet he could be really good because he's lengthy. Mm-hmm. And he's a big guy. Like fucking Facebook guy, Mark Zuckerberg. Motherfucker's competing.
Is he competing?
Yeah, I think he just won.
That's great.
Dude,
I mean,
I totally agree with what Joe Rogan said, Jobins. He was like, we should be that dude's rich as fuck. He don't have to do anything. And I know, he could be doing so much more positive things in the world or whatever. But when you've made it, you know what I mean? You fell into love with a hobby that makes you, especially something like jiu-jitsu, that makes you like the mindset that jiu-jitsu brings when you go through it. Mm-hmm. No, if you know, you know. To even waste your time doing that when you can literally be on a beach every day of your life, not worrying about shit. You know what I mean? I respect that mentality. Dude,
jiu-jitsu is so cool too, especially when like a Jobin comes into the gym. Shout out to this Jobin named Garrett who came in. He said so much nice stuff about the podcast, and then he was like, you want to roll? I'm like, oh, he's a fan. I'll just it'll be a free flowing easy thing. This dude was coming for my neck, Jobins. And Garrett, if you're watching, good job, man. I should have tapped a little sooner because he's cranking my neck so hard. I was like, I better tap. But any of you Jobins coming to the gym and you challenge me, just know I'm going 100% from now on every time.
Oh yeah, dude, fans love to do that shit. Oh yeah, dude, whoa, I'm such a big fan, and then you go rolling. Then
they're coming to kill you.
That's happened to me about 3 times now. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but challenge accepted.
Fun. Yeah, challenge accepted, motherfuckers. I'm gonna choke all you out for now.
Yeah, all you Jobins think you can take me.
Yeah, I've been too nice, too nice.
Yeah, good shit on that choke out though.
It's funny you're wearing the Danny Duncan merch.
Mm-hmm. So I love hot moms.
This guy, I forget his name, Jobins. He has a YouTube channel. He came out with a shirt that apparently Danny Duncan stole and was selling.
What?
Yeah, so he makes this video of him trying to recruit soldiers to make an army to stand outside his famous Danny Duncan ice cream truck merch location. Mm. And it actually had, I had never heard of this guy before, but he was having, I don't know, maybe I was just so high or something, but I was dead. And at the end of the video, he even says, like, hey, don't go shit on Danny Duncan. I just thought this was funny. I don't really care. Because who knows the background story of any of that? You know what I mean?
It's smart, too, because he's just trying to attach that name, get some more eyes on it. I get it.
But boy, was his energy, and he had the energy and the fun. It was just funny to me of recruiting, and he's yelling and screaming and throwing. He gives all his people, he's like, merch! Free, and then he's slamming on the ground. He's like, and he's just yelling at him, like trying to get a riot going. And then when he's in the mall, these security guys are stopping him, and he's pretty funny about it. Because for me, I respect that kind of shit because I don't want to cause any shit. I don't want to get cops involved or anything. But those Danny Duncan people and those people like that who like give it back to security, wow, you gotta have guts and balls to do shit like that. You know what I mean?
It inspires me, those guys, dude. Because I was just thinking, how funny would it be if like we went to like some crowded store or something and our shirts were just like chicks getting railed or something. Oh, like dude. Something so bad that like people would have to turn their...
Even the people who work at Zoomies that sell his merch, they're like, we hate his fans because apparently his fans steal his merch. They cause hell. And
that's not cool.
I'm sure besides the stealing his merch part, I'm sure Danny loves that shit of them being little terrors. You know what I mean? because they're gonna get in trouble probably stealing. You know what I mean?
My next shirt I want is the Fetz Luck one.
Jesus. Danny Duncan inspires the shit out of me just because of his merch and where he came from. You can find, dude, he went from nothing to something.
He's modern day Jackass, right?
Dude. And his success with merch is out, and it's crazy. Like the Nelk Boys and Sean, like all these people who are killing it with merch. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. It's crazy shit.
Mm-hmm. Hot moms. Love them.
But that video, you should watch it after the pod. It was funny. Got anything else, my friend, before we end this episode?
Let me take a look here.
Oh, I did have something. Did you see the John Jones and Francis beef going on right now?
Oh, yeah. I thought that was hilarious.
I like Jake Paul's pitch, and then now, so John Jones, Francis called himself the baddest man on the planet. John's like, how can you say that when you're standing from across the street? Francis is like, well, then cross the street. You know what I mean? But then now John Jones, because I wonder what's going on with Stipe. Stipe, are they going to fight? Is the numbers not looking good to what the draw would be? And John isn't. Who knows what's going on, right? Mm-hmm. Because now he's looking for a Tyson Fury fight.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were talking about. Yeah. The Francis thing, it's new to me, but the Tyson.
I just wanted to start where it all started from. You know what I mean? Because now Joe Rogan. Yeah. Joe Rogan went on his pod and stirred up shit with Tyson about who's locked in a room. I fucking know who's locked in. I would have loved to have seen Tyson live, seeing that, getting pissed off.
Let's see him do it in the same room as John.
Yeah. In the UFC, Tyson's wrecked. Joe's wrecked. I would love make that the boxing. We've done Conor and Floyd. Dana, here's your second boxing event.
He'd get wrecked in boxing though, John Jones. Just because he's going to be so limited on his moves. John Jones is a very experimental dude. Like, he does some crazy shit.
What a numbers fight, though.
I'd rather see Tyson Fury in the octagon. Because I know he'd get
slammed
murdered.
by John Jones. Just John Jones slamming him onto the mat.
His leg would get kicked out. It'd be nuts.
Oh, dude. So, yeah. And then Ben Askren says that Francis should be able to talk because he should be able to say, well, then cross the street. Because John Jones was out for 3 years while Francis was with the UFC. Like, why was he out so long? Obviously, to try and bulk up and make the move to heavyweight smarter. But
Francis made the biggest mistake. That John Jones fight, that if Aljo pulls out of the Sean fight, I would say the same thing about Aljo that I'm saying about Francis right now. Biggest mistake you could make, not taking one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all time.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, you're an idiot, Francis. And guess what? I and probably a lot of people that are on the John boat think that he could beat you, and we haven't even got to see it.
I agree.
I'm upset that PFL deal and everything. It's just like we as fans are the biggest losers because we got to miss that.
I do respect, like DC was saying, I do respect Francis for being able to go out there get what he's worth, showing that the open market you can do that. But you got to be able to be someone like Francis Ngannou to do that. It's not going to be everybody.
I heard that I don't know if this is true or not. But that he was given an offer to fight John Jones, but he wasn't guaranteed all of it if he didn't win.
I think that was true, something like that. There was a few things. There was a lot of negotiation issues with Francis. They said they were working on negotiations, I think, for a couple, I don't want to say years, but I thought it was a couple of years.
If I'm John Jones and I hear that, I'm like, you already were too scared because of the possibility of losing. I never have that mindset.
Yeah. I liked how Francis was able to get $2 million guaranteed to his opponent. That's pretty sick. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Kind of shows that he cares about the person he's fighting as well. Because some people get truly fucked. Like,
true.
It's how crazy is it, Jobins, that Sean's not going to get pay-per-view points for this? That should be illegal. That should, Sean's bringing so much to the table with this fight, and he's bringing so many fucking eyes. And for him to not get a piece of that pay-per-view it's stealing.
That's so true. There's better. I think fighter pay is always something that's going to be talked about for a minute. But
yeah, and Sean's smart with how he does his business. He's always happy with because he always knows his negotiations are just outstanding. He's got a great guy behind him, already on top of a great mindset that Sean already has. Knowing what your worth is and doing it properly over time, he's insane. So he's always happy. He's always very happy with what he's getting paid each fight. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, at the outer's perspective of things, besides Sean, because he's in there, the outside with all the fighters, you know what I mean? Should be making a lot more. And people who, and I know it's tough because, you know, if you're someone who's amazing, dominating everyone, but you ain't bringing in the people, no one cares about you, how tough is that?
And you know how many more people would care about Francis if they see him fight John Jones and even knock him out?
Right? If they had UFC,
very real possibility.
Yeah, because that is something. I thought it was a fuck up on both companies because I'm like, you loved Kane because of the Mexico crowd, then that's why you loved Kane. But you have a bigger, scarier Kane now, who does bring maybe not as big as Mexico. You know what I mean? Obviously,
dude, Africa's getting super big though.
That's what
with
you
their
would think,
fighting.
wouldn't you think? Because if I'm UFC, I'm like, okay, this is my biggest heavyweight star that I've ever had, and that I can potentially. Their blueprints. They even say, oh, we got the Irish blueprint for Ian Gary. We'll take him here, 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 here. Well, what about the fights and the matchups? You know what I mean? Like, had you just paid Francis correctly and lined him up with the correct
this is true
venues, correct fights, that John Jones fight would have been massive and would have been worth what you paid Francis. So I don't get both sides.
I think that comes down to that bigger issue, of that company having more power than the fighters can have a voice.
Yeah, it's a problem because our boys and all these hardworking athletes should be paid more. Big time. All right, before we end, Jobin, I'm going to try a little speed round with you. We're going to get a little devastating here with the world. Speed round questions for Brenden. Do you think Trump wins by a landslide?
Yes.
What do you think of the U.S. debt right now?
We're gonna figure out a way not to default.
Has this Ukraine-Russian war all been for money?
Possibly.
Will nuke threats start happening?
Nuke threats start happening. Haven't they been happening?
True. Should we be panicking?
Ooh. Yes.
Did Elon do the right thing stepping down from Twitter?
Yes. I'm gonna say yes on that.
Boom.
Yeah, he can focus on other things now.
Little into speed round questions, Jobins. Episode 121. Sorry that we were gone for a little bit. We're back, Jobins. We missed you guys. We loved you guys. See you next time.
Love you, Jobins.
Let's go, Sugar Shane.
Let's
He's going
go.
to be the champ by the end of the fucking year, Jobins. It's time. Sugar Show time.